there's too little unity between teams that they say like, well, they are not doing it, so why would we do it? Put all the effort in the big organizational view. So there is a lot of work to be done still.
So I had this interesting experience with one company where we were swimming in documentation. So exactly like there can never be enough documentation, but I think there's a question of what kind of documentation is it? And it's not necessarily about having more. It has to fulfill a certain purpose. And I think this purposeful documentation is the
Uh-huh.
challenge.
Yeah.
A lot of teams, when I just look at, I jump into a normal engagement or I think of the teams I've worked for in the past, they have that documentation. I can open up the wiki and it says like, this is our team. Here's who's in our team. These are the products that we own. And here's like a whole bunch of technical documentation. Like that's not rare to find, but for some reason it doesn't work. I said, let's take all these 20 teams, pull out the products, put it into a list. This is a unified list of all of your products in your company. Can you pick out the ones that you own? And something
Mhm.
like 70% of the list was unaccounted for.
Uh-huh.
So when it's not on that page, they don't know what they own. So I think there's something about how they're using the tool, not so much about is it documented.
It's maybe even nice written in words, but if it's not lived, then again, people can say that person owns it, but if that person doesn't confirm or lives up to the standards of what does it mean owning, let's say 20 teams who needed to work together, every team had their own definition of done. What I consider is asking them, like, if we want to release and integrate everything together, quality should be aligned as well. So how could we find a baseline of agreed quality? In this case, the definition of done for the whole group. And that was surrounded with a lot of resistance of putting the effort in. Are we focused on our own team focus, or do we really are part of a bigger picture? And that has to be, to my opinion, to deal a lot with the leadership around it. And if they don't stand up to make sure that everybody knows that they are part of the bigger picture,